Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another new episode of Sports Hype. We got our co-host back. Nick Sayers back in the building, baby. Can't wait to be talking about what's going on in the NFL, right? Week 13 recaps. We're going into week 14. We're going to be discussing, what's going to happen this week. Also, what's going on? Why is there an injury bug? What's going on with the quarterback situation? Are there monsters stealing, people's health out in, the NFL right now? We also got um, what it means for the Steelers with Kenny Pickett going out, Trevor Lawrence obviously going out Monday night, and then hopefully we can talk about going forward to the quarterfinals of the first in-season tournament where LeBron James is beating Father Time. Oh wait, there's one more thing. Is Brock Purdy better than Tom Brady? We'll be getting to that too. All in this new episode right now.
Yes, sir. Let's start with those Steelers. You did touch on that Kenny Pickett injury. Unfortunately, there was many rain delays during that game, ruining the rhythm. I'm not trying to make excuses, but it might have had a little bit of a factor. Other than the Kenny Pickett injury, what's your thoughts on that game, Gio? I know you're probably a little upset.
I mean, it's very disappointing. We should easily beat, the Arizona Cardinals. Yes, they got Murray back, right? But our offense, I think, has better weapons than they do. Yes, we don't have the better quarterback, but we did have better weapons. And defensively, we are 10 times better than what they are, which it didn't show in that game. It was 3-3 for the majority of the game. And then obviously all the rain delays, the lightning delays and whatnot. Kenny Pickett going down is a big thing because we do not have a quarterback. We can go with Mason Rudolph or we can go with Mitch Trubisky. Either one is not a starter in the NFL right now. I'm just discouraged. Yes, we still have a chance, and he's gonna come back. But I'm just discouraged because y'all told me to rely and let this kid develop. Not saying he hasn't, but when you see a kid in Jordan Love doing the things he's doing in Green Bay with pretty much the same experience, and then you also got Tommy DeVito doing the things he's doing, he's winning in New York right now with a terrible team. Kenny Pickett couldn't do that with Steelers. So I'm just flustered. I don't know what to talk about with the Pittsburgh Steelers. All I got to say is it's not looking good right now with the season.
Yeah, it's definitely a big hit losing your quarterback, especially with probably a bottom tier backup, two bottom tier backups. It's not, yeah, I know Nick Saban likes Mitch Trubisky, over there, but no one else does. He's a terrible quarterback. I'm just going to put that out there. He's not going to do what Kenny Pickett can do for Pittsburgh, and it's going to be very tough. Luckily, they do have a very bad Patriots team tomorrow night, so they should be able to win that even with Trubisky at quarterback. If they don't win that, then I'll be a little concerned for sure.
It's tough losing your quarterback for the season. Fortunately, y'all have one of the greatest to ever do it in Mitch Trubisky. I think he comes out here against New England, lights them up, throws for 4 TDs, 350 yards. And then, we'll come back on here next week and we'll talk about just how great Mitch Trubisky is, how great the Steelers were playing with their defense always being good, and then having Money Mitch on the other side playing phenomenal football.
I think I just revoked your privileges of talking bad about Jared Goff. When I praise Jared Goff, you have nothing to talk about because of what you just said about Mitchell Trubisky.
Okay, come on now. Mitch is better than Goff.
No way. Goff is a top
Not
10
even
quarterback
close.
in the league, bro.
What?
Jared Goff is top 10.
Top 15.
Jared Goff is top 10. You cannot
Top,
tell me he's not.
top 15.
He's like bottom 30, bro. Or he's like 30th ranked quarterbacks, my
No, he's a top 10 quarterback with the Detroit Lions. He changed that organization around with Amar St. Brown. Montgomery going there also changed some things around, but it started with Jared Goff. They were going nowhere without Jared Goff. and he is the leader in that locker room, along with Dan Campbell.
I could name 10 better than Goff personally, but that's just me.
I can name 30.
But going back to that Steelers game, for what an atrocity that game was, TJ Watt got robbed. He got robbed of a sack.
Why is that?
Why is that? He sacked Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they gave him a half a sack because, oh man, why it's not Whiteside, it's on the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I think he's the linebacker. Yeah.
Highsmith?
Highsmith, thank you. Highsmith is trailing TJ when TJ knocks over Murray. And they give him a half a sack just because he's close enough to TJ? Just because he's close enough? They first gave him a full-on sack. And then they revoked it and only gave him a half a sack. I mean, they're trying to make TJ not break his record.
I don't know if it was a full sack.
What are you talking about? You don't know if it was full sack. Do you even know what I'm talking about? That's what I want to know. How do you not say that's a full sack?
I saw
Go ahead, sir.
leg touch Kyler Murray on the way down.
I'm telling you right now, that's a full sack. When he's on the ground, he's on the grass. TJ knocks him down on the grass. Highsmith's there just to give TJ a high five and they give him a half a sack?
I saw some contact.
To TJ. Highsmith to TJ contact, not Highsmith to Murray contact.
I don't know.
How are you going to revoke? No, but here's the thing. When you give him a sack to begin with, that is clearly his sack, and it was very clear that it was his sack, right? And then you revoke it to giving him a half a sack after the fact. And this isn't the first time this has happened to TJ.
Hey man, TJ's got enough sacks. Highsmith just won a half sack.
If this comes down to where TJ is a full sack behind because he had 2 sacks go down to a half a sack to break his entire, record, the NFL is trying to do something.
To trade some of those defensive players away.
No, we do not need to trade nobody away. I'm just saying, call the game and give the statistics as they are.
Fair.
That's probably the worst thing that came out of that game. I don't care about the loss. TJ did not get his half a sack.
Yeah.
He just wasn't good enough, bro. He didn't want it enough.
He did not want it enough. All right. I see what you're doing here. I really do.
All right.
That's how the way Cardi.
Hey, but with the time we got, we're going to just keep on moving on. That's all we got to do.
Mr. Dolphins, let's hear that. Talk about that last week's game.
Easy dub. My boy cheated. Tua MVP. Both of them. Tua 1A, Tyreek 2B, or 1B. MVP. Defense played well. Van Ginkel's phenomenal. And we were playing without Devon Holland. So we'll catch Tennessee this week.
Yeah. Once again, though, it is a sub 500 team, a very poor sub 500 team at that. So I'm not looking too much into it. You should be able to do this against a sub 500 team like the Commanders. It was expected. And Tyreek Hill is on his way to a 2,000-yard season like he promised. He is absolutely going insane. And it's very fun to watch. And it remains to be seen if they can do it against a good team.
Do you call Tennessee a good team?
No.
Not.
I'm going to make this very short. We're not going to see Miami do anything until they face the Cowboys. Only because they're not facing any team above 500, right? Until then, right? Is that correct?
I
No,
believe so.
The Colts are
The Colts are
500.
above 500. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, a real legitimate chance of a Super Bowl contender, right, is the Dallas Cowboys against the Miami Dolphins. If they get destroyed, or if they lose heavily, right, by 2 touchdowns or more, or 10 points, they have no chance to win the Super Bowl. How can I expect the Miami Dolphins to go ahead and win the Super Bowl when they can't even beat a solid over 500 team in the regular season?
Don't worry, we're about to have 3 by the end of the
No.
year.
Yeah. That's fine. You can say that. But what record has shown and what the history of this season has shown is that you guys have faults, right? And your guys' holes in your guys' game is bigger than the Eagles' holes and the 49ers.
Bugging. Bugging. Bugging.
How am I bugging right now when you got those 2 teams in the NFC? I can't believe I'm saying this. The NFC, those 2 top teams are the best 2 teams in the league right now.
Bugging. They play the
No.
least amount of in the NFC.
Well, not the Eagles anymore. I'm saying for the Cowboys and for the 49ers. Are the top 2 teams in the NFL.
Huh?
The Cowboys and the 49ers are the top 2 teams in the NFL.
Bugging. Bugging. Bugging.
Why?
Miami's number 1.
No, you guys haven't played anybody.
Well, let's be honest. Either we're gonna.
Oh wow, the Broncos! Oh my God, when they were 0-3.
We got 70 on them.
Hey. I don't think the Cowboys can say anything either. They really haven't played anybody either.
We've beaten above 500 teams though.
You have. Unlike the Miami Dolphins. All I gotta say is you guys smack the teams you're supposed to smack, but then you also lose to teams that you could win. Right?
That's
so
true.
I'm not saying like you guys really played anyone that well. I'm saying right now it's got to be the 49ers. They're the most battle-tested team in the NFL right now.
What they just lose to recently, though? Hold up. They have a bad loss this year, bro.
They
Well,
did
they
have a
lost.
bad loss, but they do smoke above 500 teams most of the time.
They do. And not only that, they beat the Eagles. They beat you guys heavily,
Who beat
Both heavily.
right?
Mhm.
Huh?
Okay.
No, the Cowboys and Eagles they beat, not the Dolphins.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mr. Dolphins. Not everything's about Miami right now. We're trying to go with the 49ers who they beat.
The Niners
Yeah,
lost to
no.
the Browns and the Vikings.
They did.
Yeah, but the Browns had
That
Deshaun
was
though.
without Debo Samuels and their probably 2 top players.
And
That is
the
without the 2 top players, if not 3.
As much as I hate to say it, as much as I hate the Niners, they are the best in the league right now.
They beat this.
Keep going, Gio.
All I was gonna say is they beat the Steelers, right? Heavily. My Pittsburgh Steelers and that defense first week destroy them. They beat the Rams. They beat the Giants. No one cares about. They beat the Cowboys 42-10. That's the biggest game of the season to me, in my eyes. They beat the Bucks. They beat the Seahawks, and they beat the Eagles. All solid teams.
The Buccaneers?
The Buccaneers at that time was a solid team, yes.
Oh, you're talking about. They don't have one good win because they ain't beaten the Dolphins yet.
But how does that make any sense when the Dolphins don't have any good wins?
Sorry, we're about to have 3 by the end of the year. Cowboys, Ravens, Bills.
Losing to the Cowboys, but I'll give you Ravens and Bills.
Tennessee too.
Tennessee's not a good team, bro.
Are you a fortune teller?
Me?
Because we got to go to Vegas, Sarah. If you're a fortune teller and you know what the future holds, we got to go to Vegas. Because honestly, if you keep saying, "Oh, we got this, we're gonna do this, we got to do this,"
No, he's not a fortune teller. Okay, don't even get your hopes up. He'll just lose all the money. Have you heard his predictions?
I knew you were gonna bring. All I'm saying is, bro. Yes, I understand where you're going at with the future of the Dolphins, but I'm looking at what we have right now, and right now it's telling me the exact same thing that I've been saying the entire season.
It's facts, but say it just wants to escape reality. He doesn't want to face the facts.
Have you seen us playing with Jalen Ramsey though? Like with Jalen
I
Ramsey,
have, and your guys' defense has increased tremendously. I'm shocked. I have been saying this to people around where I am, and I've been saying how the Dolphins' defense has looked better than what I expected.
we're phenomenal. And when we play good teams, it's over. It's over.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
it's over for you guys. You haven't beat anybody.
Sorry,
Listen,
you.
game all year. We play our
I would
best
have.
football game of the year when we holding that trophy up.
I would
Yeah,
have
we'll
thought
see.
you would have done your research for this podcast, Nick. Because last podcast we discussed the downfall of the Miami Dolphins was not going to be their defense; it was going to be their offense. We have the most distrust in their offense than their defense.
We got the third highest passing yardage quarterback in the entire league, and that's only because we sat him 2 games.
You sure
Okay,
do.
but what defense has he played?
Huh?
Good defense. What good defense has he played?
And
Uh,
the consistency.
Sorry, Tua doesn't get to play the Cowboys defense or the Eagles defense twice a year, the Giants defense twice a year, the Commanders defense.
No, I'm saying he's played worse defenses than Dak has played.
What? How? How?
He absolutely has.
How?
Look at the schedule, bro. He plays bottom tier defenses.
But not even that. It's the fact that it's the consistency for me, right? If you move to the consistency of Tua Tagovailoa, and you see how he has these off games, we don't see these off games too often from Brock Purdy when he has a healthy team. We don't see an off game from Jalen Hurts when he has a healthy team.
When do you see off games from Tua Tagovailoa?
We've had at least 3 or 4 this year.
Yeah.
Mr. Gio has him on the fantasy team. He can just pull him up right now.
I mean, I could. I really could. I wish.
Dog, bro. He is leading MVP right now. Tua Tagovailoa.
No. Dak
He's not the
Prescott
leading
is.
MVP.
Oh, Tua above that. Come on now.
No.
Come on now.
No. Have you seen, dude, the past 6 weeks, Dak has 21 passing touchdowns. That's first. Huh?
Who do you pick?
Not more than Tua, I can tell you that. He's thrown maybe 4 picks this year.
Is he winning? That's the question.
Yes, we're 9-3.
So is Tua.
Hey, man, it will come down to Christmas Eve, and that will be fun.
Huh?
It'll come down to Christmas Eve, man. We'll see what happens.
Well, Miami wins that one. Just know. I won't be loud about it.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Are you ready for my
Yeah, go ahead.
breakdown right now?
Go ahead.
All right. He had 2 interceptions November 24th against the New York Jets, a top 5 defense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He had a player rating of 77.5, which is atrocious for him.
Right.
Right now?
Huh?
Right?
You talking about Tua?
Yes, we're talking about Tua.
Yes, we're talking about your player that you just told me find a game that Tua has not played well. I'm telling you, multiple games right now where he hasn't played well, and that wavers my concern for them moving forward.
Did you see the score of that Jets game?
That Jets game? On the where's this? On the 24th? Yeah, 34-13. So you're telling me those 2 interceptions don't matter?
No.
The past 7 weeks, Dak Prescott has had 21 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That Tua had that in 1 game.
Amen. Amen. Tua's out here slinging the rock. We're a big play offense. Dak Prescott's a check down artist.
Do you watch the Cowboys? We average probably 15, 20 yards per target.
I mean, you should hear what he's saying when the Cowboys are playing, because he's telling me right now, he's better than Tyreek Hill. He's telling me right now he's better than Tyreek Hill, which I gotta tell him to break a little bit. I cool down a little bit. Tyreek Hill we're talking about here. But he's saying right now, because of Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb is possibly the best wide receiver in the league playing right now. Which I agree. The last 4 weeks, 5 weeks, he's been the best.
Tyreek Hill is still playing football, so
He sure is. But he's got Tua Tagovailoa throwing him the ball.
best quarterback in the entire NFL.
No, sir. No,
No.
sir.
Best quarterback in the entire
And
NFL.
we're gonna be talking about it later, but I have my best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Absolutely no one has more precision and accuracy than Tua Tagovailoa does.
That is a lie. That is a lie, and you should know it.
That's entirely fact.
The most accurate and most precise quarterback in the league right now is Brock Purdy. And you cannot tell me that's a lie right now.
I could argue it's Dak Prescott. I'm not going to lie.
Did you see
But
Tua
the most consistent quarterback and dotting up his receivers is Brock Purdy.
But Brock's had bad games recently. Dak has not.
I can hit Debo on the
You know Dak Prescott has had bad games in the season.
Yeah, this season, but not the past 7 weeks.
Okay, who cares? If they each have 3 bad games a season, are we really going to does it really matter if it's later in the season or the beginning of part of the season?
I believe it is.
All that matters is if whoever gets the chip at the end.
Yeah, that's true. What were you saying, Saya?
Miami. Sorry. Brock Purdy has the most weapons around him of any team.
That is true.
Debo,
And you're saying you don't?
Huh?
You guys do have a lot of weapons too. Yeah, you guys do.
We made our weapons.
No, you did not. No, you did not. Jalen Waddle walked over on a silver platter for you guys. And then you had Tyreek Hill say, I want to be in Miami. I made my time. I won a Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs. I want to go to Miami. I want that bag.
Even then, your offense was not this good without Tyreek.
Huh?
Your offense was not even close to what it is right now without Tyreek.
Okay.
So Tyreek made the offense. You guys didn't make them.
That's
Tyreek
right.
made the offense.
Oh, no, sir.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yo, this
No.
is why Tyreek Hill is in the MVP conversation right now. It's because Tyreek Hill is Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill wouldn't be Tyreek Hill with Dak Prescott at quarterback.
Yes, he
Did
would.
you? He absolutely. He would be. Bro, give him the worst quarterback, he'd still do what he does because.
Oh, no, sir.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
No one has better timing than Tua Tagovailoa to throw the deep ball to Tyreek Hill or to hit him on some low cut and slant screen, whatever.
If
Tua misses Tyreek. Patty Mahomes never missed Tyreek.
When does Tua miss Tyreek?
He has sometimes. Let's be honest.
If
Hey, man. Never once.
if
Don't
you
let
are if you are as good as Tyreek Hill is as the wide receiver position, you can be with any top 5 quarterback and produce the same numbers that he's doing right now. It doesn't matter who it is. As long as you're a top 5 quarterback, he's going to be doing the same thing.
Why did Tyreek not be on pace to pass 2,000 yards with Patrick Mahomes?
Because he had the best tight end in history?
Yeah, exactly.
Durham Smythe is also a very good tight end. And last year we had Mickey.
Oh my goodness, you're putting those 2 guys up against Travis Kelce? What are you smoking? What are you smoking?
I just think he is a better receiving tight end than Travis Kelce is.
No, he's not.
You are
No.
absolutely
Bro, are you
on
kidding
one.
me right now?
Oh
What are you-
my
Yo,
god.
give me some of that. Give me some of that, bro.
He's worse at blocking than Travis Kelce.
Stale, what you smoked before the podcast? Let's be honest here.
Nothing. I'm just spitting it how it is, bro.
No.
Dude,
Travis
dude.
Kelce is the best receiver in the game, period.
Break records.
Kids watching right now, please notice, do not do drugs.
Bro,
Do,
ain't
do
nobody
not
gonna
do drugs.
I'm just spitting it how it is, bro.
'Cause
Travis
you'll say
Kelce is the
Gesicki
best
is
tight end
better
in the
than
game,
Travis
period.
Kelce if you are on drugs.
I'm
Even
sorry.
this year, Kelsey's been on a down year.
Yeah, because they double him because the Chiefs receivers can't catch a ball to save their lives.
No, it's because Miami locked that boy up for 0 touches.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my, no.
Let me
Every
tell
team's
you
been
one
doing
thing.
that. It's not just Miami. Every team does it because they throw triple teams at him because the rest of the receivers aren't going to catch the ball.
Let me tell you one thing. If any other team could have gave Tyreek Hill the bag that he got from Miami, he would have been anywhere else.
He wouldn't have been nearly as good or productive, and he wouldn't have had a quarterback that was going to feed him the ball like Tua does. Tua's the
He
best
would have
quarterback
had
in the league.
he would have better numbers if he was with Joe Burrow.
Cat, cat, cat.
He would have had. I'm saying this right now. Top 7 quarterback in the league is Justin Herbert, correct? Top 7? Can we make that assumption?
No, Herbo fell for me, bro.
Yeah, he's top 10 right now. He's been bad this year.
I'm saying right now, with Herbert at the QB position, I guarantee you Tyreek Hill is doing the same thing. I guarantee you. On the Chargers, he's by himself.
That boy don't know how to win games.
It's not Herbert's fault. I'm saying right now he had a dog and a winner in Tyreek Hill. They'd win games and he'd be putting up better numbers.
I believe majority of the Chargers' loss are on Herbert.
I'm also saying that if you give so we have Josh Allen too, not mentioning. Yes, Stephon Diggs, if you want to say Stephon Diggs is, but Tyreek Hill is in his own conversation.
Josh Allen,
yeah, I don't think Allen would do what Tua was doing with Tyreek personally.
And I'm telling you right now, the person that's you guys are saying is not the most accurate, Brock Purdy would dot him up every single time.
It wouldn't be deep balls. They don't run deep routes.
They don't need to because they have what they have. I'm saying right now, we've seen Brock Purdy.
But he wouldn't. Tyreek wouldn't be doing what he's doing on Miami because they have too many weapons over there.
I guarantee you they'd give it to Tyreek. And I'm also saying right now, CJ Stroud. You give him CJ Stroud, I guarantee you right now that he'd be better in Houston.
That's a stretch.
That is not a stretch. I am telling you right now, CJ Stroud would have the exact same numbers Tua Tagovailoa is having right now. The exact same numbers. Yes, he's a rookie quarterback. But are you telling me right now that the games that you've seen with the players that he has on his team in Houston, if he had a superstar like Tyreek Hill, he wouldn't have the same numbers?
The only comparable quarterback you have towards Tua Tagovailoa is Patrick Mahomes, and he is miles behind Tua Tagovailoa.
And again, kids do not do drugs.
No, it's just facts.
It's factual information that Patrick Mahomes is arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. How can you put Tua Tagovailoa in that conversation? He's not even close to Eli Manning. He's not even close to Ben Roethlisberger. He's not even close to Peyton Manning. He's not even close to Joe Montana.
Bro,
because he's better than all of them.
CJ Stroud is a stretch, though. I'm sorry. I'm still not over that.
Well, you wanted a player that throws the deep ball. I guarantee you every single time Tyreek Hill would catch it. You just got to give it in his vicinity.
Tua does that.
Yeah, Tua does do that. I'll give him that.
Okay, and so would CJ Stroud. In a 3-foot vicinity, he would catch it.
Yeah, but I believe CJ would miss more throws than Tua does.
I don't think so.
You went Tua.
We were all questioning before Tyreek Hill the accuracy of Tua Tagovailoa. Everyone was questioning his accuracy. That's not even a lie. Go back to the film. Go back to the tape. Everyone was questioning his accuracy before Tyreek Hill got there.
So is what?
No, we were. I'm not gonna lie, we were. You might not have been because you were a Miami Dolphins fan, but others were.
I remember when we were seeing the practice footage of him throwing those deep balls, what was it, 60, 70-yard, plays, in practice, and dotting him up, we were shocked.
Hey, man. Tua has always been the most accurate quarterback. It just used to be within 30 yards. Now he can throw it anywhere on the field accurately.
Because of Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill can do whatever he wants on the field.
Tyreek Hill be messing up plays where Tua has to lob the ball perfectly to allow him to adjust to the route.
Are you serious right now? You be saying that like that?
Tyreek Hill said that himself. He messed up a play, but Tua threw the ball that he had to adjust his route.
And how many times has that happened to where Tyreek Hill made Tua Tagovailoa look good because Tua's throw was bad?
Tyreek didn't make him look good.
Tyreek Hill has been making Tua Tagovailoa look good ever since he went to Miami.
I promise you, if Tyreek left, Tua would go back to the form he was at before Tyreek came.
So it would still be an MVP
No,
No, he would not.
not even
No, he would
close.
not. No, he
Not
would
even
not.
close.
with ease.
No,
With ease.
no,
We'd still be 9-3. If not,
no,
Oh,
no.
never lost to the Jets.
All right, we've decided that Miami Dolphins conversation will be continued on the next podcast, where Tua Tagovailoa will play another bottom tier defense, and we will bring up the same conversation. But moving on to the Dallas Cowboys and another MVP candidate in Dak Prescott, he is actually above Tua Tagovailoa, which I'm sure. Tua is honestly, he's fallen big time in the recent MVP rankings. Which does surprise me. I don't even believe he's top 5, to be honest, which is actually surprising. I think he should still be top 5, but he shouldn't be top 1, like Saya thinks. That's Dak Prescott right now. He's playing the best quarterback, personally, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm biased, but that's just me. And that's a big reason why we beat the Seahawks in a very hard fought game. Seahawks came to play. DK Metcalf had his best game of the season. Absolutely balled out. That defense was very concerning, but they got the stops when it mattered most, which is what the best defenses do. And that was a big reason we won. But the biggest reason we won was Dak Prescott and his continued MVP level of play, along with CeeDee Lamb continuing to play like one of the best receivers in the league. But that defense definitely has to play a lot better against a Eagles team that is going to come out with fire after losing to the 49ers.
yeah, Cowboys are decent. I think Dak had bailed out by CeeDee Lamb a lot. I don't think he should be in the MVP talks, because great wide receivers make great quarterbacks, apparently.
Bro, Tyreek. Tua gets bailed out by Tyreek. Let's be honest.
Listen, Tua makes Tyreek.
No, but moving on. We're already moving on from that conversation.
I don't know. I think your defense would step it up though, allowing the Seahawks to do that. I mean, it was a very entertaining game, but I know you were nervous watching it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I could not sit down for the last 8 minutes of the game. I was not sure what that defense was doing for a majority of the game. And if we do that against the Eagles, we're not going to win. And it's a must-win game, in my opinion, because if we win, we tie them for the division lead, which could possibly lead us to the 1 seed coming down in the playoffs.
You want them sending that 1 seed on the other side,
Yeah, we know.
the real MVP.
No, they're tied with the Ravens.
Yeah, but right now we're sitting at 1. They're sitting at 2.
We'll see what happens. But Gio, your
We will see
thoughts?
what happens. Geno Smith. I got to give props where props is due. I think he played an outstanding game for what the Seahawks were coming into, which was the Dallas Cowboys, right? And for them to play the way they did, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 334 yards. And then you also have DK Metcalf, probably having the biggest game of the season right now. Unfortunately, it was a little too late for my fantasy team, but DK Metcalf had 3 touchdowns and 134 yards on 6 receptions. Only 6 receptions, which is crazy to think about. 134 yards, 3 touchdowns. Then you got to go into the firepower of Dak Prescott, 3 touchdowns, practically 300 yards, right? Tony Pollard, 1 TD, and then CeeDee Lamb, 116 yards, 12 receptions. Just to put in perspective, what DK Metcalf did at 134 yards, 6 receptions, CeeDee Lamb did that with double the receptions practically. And then 2 less touchdowns. But I have to say, if you're the 49ers, you watch this game tape, you can see how you can really limit Micah Parsons throughout the game. Yeah, he still made an impact because he is Micah Parsons and probably the best defensive player in the league, or second best. There is, still TJ out there. But for Micah to be contained the way he did against the Seahawks really showed me that, okay, this guy doesn't have to dominate, throughout the whole game. But he showed up when it mattered. When he made that sack, when he made him fall, throw it into the dirt. I mean, man, Geno Smith, for his life, threw that into the dirt so he would not get hit as hard as he was going to get hit by Micah Parsons. And for me, Micah showed up when he needed to. And that's why I think they have the ability now to win in the playoffs because not only they have to, have Dak Prescott play well, but they can really, lean towards or lean on Micah Parsons and having him win you guys the game instead of Dak Prescott in that offense.
Yeah, that's the one thing I love about Micah. Even if he's quiet throughout the game, he's never really totally quiet.
Right.
He gets pressure and he makes the winning plays. Like he makes the quarterback roll out, which leads to a sack for another teammate, or makes the quarterback roll out and throw it away because he gets instant pressure. He's like he ran a 4.34 40. He gets to the quarterback in like 2 seconds if he's one-on-one, which is why he gets double teamed as much as he does.
Why
But
it's so important for San Fran, if they're going to be seeing them, to watch his tape because of how contained he was for the majority part of this game.
right. And I did love how Dan Quinn schemed up a great defensive play at the end of the game, getting Micah one-on-one. Basically no blocker because they got confused. They saw Jaron Kearse come down. They thought it was a blitz, so they picked up Kearse, and Parsons was untouched, the quarterback, which is why Geno had to throw that away. Great scheme by Dan Quinn. And Micah is, yes, I'm going to say he's the best in the league over TJ. We'll see if that stands true with who wins Defensive Player of the Year, but he's going to be a big reason why the Cowboys go far if they are able to go far in the playoffs.
I agree with that. If someone didn't get hurt this season, I would disagree a little bit, but Jalen Phillips got hurt, so I guess those two are the top two. Maybe Myles Garrett, but
I mean, I'll give you Myles Garrett. He's been balling this season. Yes, he's up there. But for what TJ's been doing, and then for also what Micah's been doing, I think this is crazy to see these two players in the same generation, right? In the same era of football. It's really just great to see, and we get to watch great defenses all the time now with Myles Garrett, with Micah Parsons, with TJ Watt, with Aaron Donald still, with Max Crosby,
Javon Howard, Christian
Javon
Will,
Hunt. Yeah, okay.
Noah Agba, Nick Chubb, or Bradley Chubb.
How'd you
Trevon
forget about
Diggs,
Jalen Ramsey?
Huh?
Jay Ramsey.
Big Ramsey. Oh, bro. One of the best to ever do it.
I mean, come on, bro. That wasn't the first name that came into your head?
but
Stevie and Howard, too.
Most surprising game.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Gio. You can go first.
Oh, I was asking you guys.
You go first, sir.
I can go first. All right. Most surprising game to me has to be the Chargers and the Patriots. I was shocked. I cannot even just, I thought this was crazy to me that the only quarter we saw scoring was in the second quarter. And that was it. So, I mean, Justin Herbert, like you guys said, he didn't play so well. But for them to only have 6 points to 3, or sorry, my bad. 6 points the entire game. Yeah, and then New England had a goose egg. I mean, 2 field goals. Are you kidding me right now? In this firepower offensive NFL right now, and we got 2 field goals? Come on, Herbert. You got to play better than that, man.
The real reason why the Chargers have been struggling is a man who was on the Cowboys, who I had been calling for, and he finally left. And then the Chargers said, oh, let's go pick him up. And he made the offense even worse, and he's making Herbert even worse. Kellen Moore, he is a terrible offensive coordinator. Yes, Quentin Johnson also stinks at his job. He can't catch a ball to save his life right now. All the receivers drafted ahead of him or behind him have more yards than him, which is terrible. Not looking like a good pick there. Definitely got to have him step up for the Chargers. Definitely got to get Keenan Allen more help, but Kellen Moore got to use Keenan Allen more, and he has to use his stars in the right way, which he is not good at doing.
I was going to say that was going to be my most surprising game.
Yeah, it was going to be mine too, but I'll choose another
Oh,
one.
I like that. All right.
No, bro, it wasn't in a good way. 6 points against a 2
Well,
and
I mean, yeah,
9
yeah,
team.
but at least we all got the same surprising game. I mean, this is atrocious right now in this NFL era, that, where we have seen great quarterbacks, great receivers. They're all over the place, and you're telling me you can't score a touchdown, one touchdown against this terrible New England team? Are you serious right now?
Yeah,
Well,
that's terrible. Very, very.
Nick Saya, had this offense at a top 10 offense.
huh? Oh, the Chargers?
Yeah, before the season started. We
Didn't you
all
have him? Wait, no, you had him in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Never mind, not this year.
no, not this year because he's been having Miami the last couple of years. Remember that
Yeah.
against Miami.
This year was
So
Herman's pick. That's the one y'all got clowned this year.
All right, all right.
who?
No, no, the one 2 years ago is still the best. Freaking, he said Cardinals Chargers.
It's gonna happen next year. Don't worry.
All right, go on to your most surprising game though.
Huh?
Yeah.
I got a couple in mind. I'm gonna go.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll put Bengals Jags. Um,
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
with Cincinnati having a backup quarterback in, I don't expect them to score the ball as much as they did, even with Joe Mixon. Um, and then the Jaguars lose that game. I know T-Law got hurt. I hope he recovers fast. Um, it was surprising that the game was that close and that they ultimately lost the Jaguars.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I did not expect Jake Browning to put up 354 yards against that Jaguars defense. I know they're not a great defense, but they're better than what they showed Monday night for sure.
Yeah.
But so my most present game is going to be the 49ers Eagles. I expected it to be a closer game. I expected the Eagles put up more of a fight. I honestly thought it would be a shootout like the previous game for the Eagles, which was the Eagles Bills. I thought it might be like a similar game script to that, but obviously the Eagles weren't able to get any rhythm offensively, which is credit to the 49ers defense. Ever since they got Chase Young, they've been wreaking havoc, and it's going to be very hard to stop that defense. But the Eagles definitely got to play much better against the Cowboys Sunday night if they want to win in a very big game.
I agree. 100% approve that message.
Yep.
All right.
Hold on.
Sticking.
Do you mind if I real quick? I just
Yeah,
want
go
to
ahead.
shout out. We just watched a great week of football. I want to shout out these 3 games. Colts Titans in a divisional matchup. Colts win 31-28. Very important game for those two teams. Then you got the Texans and the Broncos, a must-win team for both, or a must-win game for both teams in order to be in the hunt and in wildcard consideration for this season. Broncos lost. Texans won 22-17. I thought that was a great win. Broncos fought hard, almost could have won that. And then another one, the Lions and the Saints, just a great game, 33-28 for the Saints to be playing the way they are now, and then the Lions to end up winning that game in a close, clinching win. I thought that was phenomenal. All 3 of those games, we just watched great football this week.
Yeah, it was definitely a great week of football. And we're coming down to the wire. Very big game seeding wise in these next few weeks. Going to be fun to watch.
For sure.
But sticking to the Texans, they did lose probably their best receiver on the team in Tank Dell. He had a very, very good season before an unfortunate injury against the Broncos. Early against the Broncos, he fractured his fibula. He is now out for the season. He did have successful surgery yesterday. So what's your guys' thoughts on that injury and how it's going to affect not only CJ Stroud, but the Texans team as a whole?
So for me, I think they just lost their number one guy. Even though he might not be the most skilled wide receiver they have, the chemistry him and CJ had already is what's going to hurt the team the most. So I think it's a big loss, but I think the Texans still win their division.
That's fair. Gio?
So when I said CJ Stroud is that guy and that you can put Tyreek on his team and have the same numbers, this is what I mean. When you have Tank Dell putting up the numbers that he was putting up, and you have Nico Collins coming in with the exact same numbers, I mean, it just shows you how professional this team is and that it's the next guy up mentality, and that even though their best wide receiver goes down, another one steps up and they put up the same numbers because of CJ Stroud and because of how well he can dot them, right? And how well these guys run their routes. I mean, it's the next man, mentality. And I love what I'm seeing from the Texans organization and their culture that they're building over there. And I just got to say, I'm loving it. And I agree. They're going to win their division still.
Yeah, I still believe they'll win the division. In the playoffs, it'll be tough to win without Tank Dell, though, I believe. Because of what Saya said, the chemistry that CJ and him had is now gone, unfortunately. But I do believe Noah Brown will step up for them. He was having a big season before Robert Woods came back, and then Woods came back. He kind of went out of the rotation. But now with Tank cut down, I believe he's going to go back to that form and continue his strong season. So they will still win the division, but remains to be seen how far they go in the playoffs without Tank.
Especially if they don't want to run in the money in that second round.
All I got to say is, here we go.
All right. Well, Saya did touch on Trevor Lawrence getting hurt Monday night, which is a big reason why the Jaguars weren't able to get it done in a close one. It's not looking like he's going to come back this week. Doug Peterson didn't rule it out, but with a short week, it's going to be very tough, especially with a high ankle sprain. So it's looking like CJ Beathard. What does that mean for the Jaguars?
The Jaguars are lucky they're in a bad division.
Ooh, I wouldn't say that.
Huh?
I wouldn't say that.
What do you mean you want to say that?
It's not a bad division. It's a very competitive division where you have the Colts and the Texans right on their heels.
Yeah, but it can be competitive, but still be a bad division.
Okay, like the AFC East.
Oh, come on now. We're the most skilled division in the entire NFL.
Nope. Now when you have the Jets, now when you have the Bills, and especially now when you have New England in there. Just because you guys are skilled doesn't mean the whole division is skilled.
But before the season, you were saying, oh, New York with the best defense, and then you throw Aaron Rodgers in there.
Yeah, and look what happened 4 plays into the season. I mean, everything changes after that.
They still got Brees Hall, they still got Cook, they still got Garrett Wilson, they still got that.
Okay, they got one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. They're not going anywhere.
They had Boyles. They just cut Boyles after one game. Are you kidding me right now?
Bro,
You're gonna say that they're skilled?
And Zach Wilson still isn't going to help them. So,
but yeah, they're competitive, but the whole division's bad. So I think even if they take this loss and tie with the Texans or Colts, I think the Jaguars will be good enough to retain or get back to first place in the division. I don't see those other two teams as division leaders if Trevor Lawrence can't come back by this week. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely a big loss for the Jaguars, especially with how close their division is. Definitely going to be tough to win without him, especially with what CJ did Monday night. When he did get in, he didn't do much. He's not the best backup. Let's just put it that way. It's going to be very tough to win. And hopefully, for the Jaguars' sake, Trevor Lawrence isn't out for long.
Yeah, what you think, big bro?
I think you need to put some respect on the AFC South. I'm like, yes, I understand where you're coming from, and yes, they might not be the best division, but it is so competitive. You got Gardner Minshew, right?
Don't sleep on Minshew Mania.
And that Colts team, that you have so many great skilled players on that Colts team, it's ridiculous. And then you also have, you have Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars, but he's hurt right now, so I think they're gonna fall. You put the Texans there too, with no one expected that team to be what they were. CJ Stroud, Tank Dell, you got Nico, you got all these other guys. I mean, it's pretty insane what this division can come down to. The last game possibly. And then the Titans, which we all know the Titans, yes. I would say 3 out of these 4 teams can honestly knock out any team in the AFC right now.
Credit goes to D'Amico Ryans for the success the Texans are having.
100%. And then Gardner Minshew, like you said, Minshew Mania, that offense can knock out, I don't want to say it.
No, they can't.
I don't want to say it.
They can't.
The Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs are the team for me to go to the Super Bowl. But they have a lot of faults in their own, like I mentioned with the Dolphins. All it takes is one good game from Minshew and that offense to have a hot streak, and their defense to step up just enough to contain Kelsey. I mean, they can do that.
Yeah, for sure. Minshew's underrated, and I believe he will get paid after the season after what he did for the Colts.
100%, and he should get paid by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Listen, let Mitch cook.
Money Mitch
is
is
terrible.
over.
He is phenomenal. Just wait.
I believe
Honestly, I'd rather put Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in there.
Oh, you're
Hey,
about
no one wants Mason Rudolph in there more than Myles Garrett right now.
Wait, do y'all play the Browns again this year?
We do, and he should not even come to the stadium.
Money Mitch though. He's that guy. Trust me.
Money Mitch was that guy in my mind too until I saw him play worse than Johnny Manziel, worse than any other quarterback that's not in the league anymore.
Hey, man,
Yeah, he's terrible.
he's a great quarterback.
You want to put Money Mitch in the CFL? Go right ahead. He'd probably dominate in the CFL. The Canadian Football League. You did not know that, Nick? Oh, wait, is he frozen? Here, let me.
Hey, man.
Oh, he's not frozen. He was just there in silence because you were that shocked at how bad he is. He can go play in another league and dominate? Yeah, I know. That's shocking. He can dominate in a lesser league.
He will dominate the rest of the season.
No.
You know what?
No.
I'm calling it. Go to the XFL. Go to the XFL.
He will dominate for y'all the rest of the season.
No. I'll just send a text tomorrow night around 11:15 saying how bad Mitch is, and then say we'll have to use words.
Please don't say that. It was the defense that won us the game. At least we still win the game against the New England Patriots.
Hey, if you guys, like I said, if you guys lose to that team, it is very concerning.
And the Cardinals.
They'll be good.
They had Mitch against the Cardinals, did nothing.
But hey, we didn't have a game plan for Mitch, right? We had a game plan for Kenny Pickett. Let's give Mitch a full start, like a Tommy DeVito, where when he fully started, he won games, right? He won 2 games. He won the 2. But hey, we've seen what Money Mitch can do. We saw what Trevor, not Trevor. Never mind. We're gonna move past that. Moving on. What? What's going on next, boss?
Let me think. Oh, what was I gonna say? That's a good question.
Since we don't have any.
No, I remember. I was gonna transition to a team that has 3 quarterbacks that could play in the CFL. The New York Jets moving back to Zach Wilson.
Whoa. One quarterback is an NFL quarterback. He is 2-0 when he starts.
Zach Wilson sucks, but.
I thought you were talking about the Giants.
Oh, no.
It's the 3 quarterbacks. I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about Taylor, Danny Dimes, and DeVito.
No. Come on now.
DeVito might be better than Zach Wilson. So
he is better than Zach Wilson.
So they're going back to Zach Wilson in New York.
Zach Wilson.
I don't think
Patrick Mahomes.
I don't think it's going to change anything in New York going back to Zach Wilson because that entire offense is just in shambles, and it will be the rest of the year. What are your guys' thoughts on this decision?
Where are they in the standings right now?
They're 4-8. I can tell you that.
They are 4-8. There is no way there is still a chance Aaron Rodgers comes back. He said he was going to possibly come back, possibly the 24th or something like that. Them being 4-8, they're not going to win the next 2 games to make it in contention.
No.
But the things, even if he did come back, he's not changing that offense.
What do you
No,
mean?
not at all.
As much of a quarterback problem as it is, it's also the O line as a
Right.
problem.
Yeah. Right.
And that's why Rodgers got hurt in the first place. The fourth play from scrimmage, he gets sacked.
Yep.
Like if he was playing this year, the Jets would maybe win 2 more games this year.
Right. And that's why, like, me and Gio were talking about this on the last pod. It's not worth it for Rodgers to come back. I get it. He's competitive. He wants to win. But at this point, it's week 14. You can't win enough games to make the playoffs without other opponents you need to losing. And it's just wouldn't be worth it.
They gotta try to come back next year.
Yeah, they do. And we'll see what Aaron Rodgers does. Because, I mean, the fact that his window was open this early is very surprising. And maybe he'll come out firing next year, but that remains to be seen. Like Saya said, they got to fix their O line first.
I'm making a prediction. 8:26 p.m. Wednesday, December 6th, 2023. Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets will lead the AFC East Division and win that division in 2024.
Do you remember your last prediction, Gio?
What was it? Do you remember my last prediction? Because that would be amazing.
Yeah, I do, because it was about Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh, right. Yeah.
now you remember.
I do. Yeah. It's equally as bad as the college football playoffs right now without Florida State. That's as bad as a prediction.
I believe Florida State shouldn't have gotten in personally.
Over
I
Bama.
mean, I'm sorry.
They should have got in over Bama.
I don't think they should have, because the reason they shouldn't have is because they don't have their star quarterback. They put up a 16 points against a bottom tier defense, and they just would have got absolutely smoked by any three of those teams, in my opinion.
They would have whooped Bama.
Are we done with NFL right now? Because we can move into this. I got plenty to say on this.
Yeah, we're done. Go ahead.
All right.
It's you.
Michigan obviously has to be in there. Probably second best conference in the league. They have been the best in the Big Ten and probably best in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
You got Washington, who beat Oregon twice, and they have the Heisman candidate. All right. Then you have Texas, who won the Pac-12, right? No, is it Pac-12 that they're in?
SEC, I think.
No. That's Georgia, Bama.
Oh.
I forget what.
Oh, Big 12,
Big
Big 12,
12?
Big
Yeah,
12,
Big
yeah.
12. Yeah, because Pac-12 is Washington.
Yeah.
That conference is over, and that's terrible to see. But I'm glad that we were able to see that one last, championship with Oregon and with Washington. Anyways, moving on to Texas, they won. They look like they're one of the best in the nation if you watch them. Alabama beat Georgia. Now, are you telling me right now that all four of those teams won their national title or won their titles, conference titles?
Yeah.
Okay. The worst. I'm not trying to say why Florida State should be out. I'm saying that those four conferences are stronger than the ACC is.
True.
Is why they should be out. It's just like UFC or UCF when they won their, they were 13-0, 12-0, or whatever the case may be.
But if their conferences are stronger and they won their conferences, then that shows you why they're better than Florida State.
Yeah, I'm trying to go that point. But then when you go to this point, Florida State, the way they played the games and the marginal of points disparity when they won.
Yeah, but
right?
that's when they had their star quarterback.
Okay, but when you also go to the fact that you can also point fingers why they shouldn't be in there because of the Duke game, how close it was, and how close that Florida game. But that Florida game is always going to be close. It's the fact that when you had Ohio State back when they won the national championship, and R.J. Barrett got hurt, and you put in Cardell Jones, and they won the national championship. That is the only argument I have.
Did you just say R.J. Barrett?
R.J. Barrett, who's a quarterback.
Okay, yeah. I my mind went to the basketball player.
Yeah, I understand, but he was also a quarterback.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So keep going.
So I'm saying if you have a backup quarterback win a national championship, why couldn't it happen again with
Because
that great team that Florida State had?
because Florida State's quarterbacks had 3 games to show that they could compete and they didn't show it.
But they won.
Yeah, but they should have blew out those teams like that, like those Ohio State teams did against their opponents, and they didn't.
Okay, I can see that. I'm not trying to make the case. I agree. It's going to be a better playoff without them because you do have Bama, who, in my opinion, is possibly the top two, team in the country. Michigan's number one. To me, it's Bama, right? But I really think for the consistency of what the college football playoff should be, I mean, you're Power Five conference. You're undefeated. Michigan, Washington, and Florida State should all be in there because they are a power conference champion, right? And they're undefeated. Yeah. So, what do you guys think?
I believe this is why college football playoff should be expanded.
Which it will be next year to 12 teams. Well, why not this year?
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should have been this year, especially knowing how competitive the league would have been. They should have expanded it a lot sooner than they did.
For sure. Thoughts, Nick? Because I know you're a big college football fan.
Huh?
Thoughts?
I was gonna say SU should have been in the top 4.
Oh my goodness. All right, everybody. I am sorry you heard that. Again, kids, do not take drugs or else you're going to say something you're going to regret. Like Syracuse should be top 4 when they just fired their head coach.
Hey, man. Hey, next year we could be. Fran Brown's coming out firing.
We will be next year. Press.
Top 20. I say top 20.
I'd say top 1.
Wow. Over Georgia, over Ohio State, over Michigan, over Texas, over Washington, over Florida State.
No, we'll be top 25.
Yeah.
It's
we'll
not going to be top 1.
No. I love the confidence. I love it. How about Tua Tagovailoa? Isn't he just terrible? I mean, I would rather have Zach Wilson. Are you putting him in at the worst, number 1 worst quarterback? Are you saying?
Oh.
All right. So moving on to the NBA. In-season tournament, first one in the history of the NBA. I have really liked what I have seen so far. Very competitive games, like playoff atmosphere in December. Clearly, all the players have bought in and want a chance at that $500,000. Very big incentive, which is a big reason why they've been competing as much as they have been. And 4 teams out of the quarterfinal rounds have moved on to the semifinals, which take place tomorrow night. The Los Angeles Lakers will face the New Orleans Pelicans. The Milwaukee Bucks will face the Indiana Pacers. So what's your guys' thoughts on the quarterfinals recaps? Like, what are your guys' thoughts on the first quarterfinals in-season tournament?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go first, sir.
I mean, I think this whole entire idea by Adam Silver, I just got to applaud him because we were all skeptical at first. We didn't know if the players were going to buy in. But at the same time, I didn't think because they are the most elite competitors in the game. They want to be the best. They have their egos, that they need to, feed. And really, when you have these highly competitive people playing for an incentive like this tournament, right, to be the first ones to ever win it, for LeBron James, for Giannis Antetokounmpo, for Kevin Durant, for Luka Doncic, for the New Orleans Pelicans and Zion Williamson, all of these guys, even though they have bigger fish to fry at the end of the season, they want to win this tournament. And for me, that speaks, by itself that these players bought in, right? And that's just makes this tournament not because the fans bought in and they love it, but because the players bought in, which makes it so successful and such a great idea that Adam Silver had and the NBA had. Because now remember, 30% of the NBA is from international countries, right? And all these other tournaments like or all these other leagues like FIBA, I forget the one in Australia, right? All these guys have, pretty much other tournaments going on, right? And even in the NCAA, you have a Christmas tournament going on coming up soon, right? All these classics going on right now. So for the NBA to adapt and bring in an in-season tournament really shows how we are evolving or how they are evolving, right? The NBA is evolving and just expanding and becoming a better league.
Yeah, for sure. I really like what I've seen, but I'll give the floor to Nick Saya first.
Honestly, it's overrated, in my opinion.
Oh, why?
Wow.
Because the Miami Heat aren't in it.
I mean, I would expect that from what you've been blowing at us today, man. What are you smoking?
That's no one else's fault except the Heat's. They lost. That's on them.
I don't know if this kid is salty. I don't know what he's smoking. I mean, really.
The Heat lost. It's on them. You got to blame the Heat. You don't blame the league.
The Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill talk, the Syracuse Orange talk. I mean, now moving to in-season tournament talk.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It does have a better touch when your team's in the tournament, like the Lakers. But it is still very cool to witness. Even if the Lakers weren't in it, it
Very
would still be very
entertaining.
cool to watch.
Very competitive, very entertaining. The courts are different.
It is cool. I like how everyone's actually playing. It is kind
Yeah.
of nice to see.
Yeah.
Um, but Miami's not in it, so I'm not as engaged anymore.
I mean,
Uh,
what's gonna happen in the playoffs?
Miami's going to the finals.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't be as engaged if the Lakers were in it either. But we going to Vegas, so
I mean, I'm engaged, and the Cavs suck.
yeah. But like, we're different. I wouldn't watch if the Lakers weren't in it personally.
I'm cheering on them Pacers from now on, though.
Oh, Hallie, baby. I knew when I watched that draft class with our good friend Rohan, and I saw these teams passing up my boy, Tyrese Halliburton. I remember uh seeing him play at Iowa State. I'm like, wow, this kid's got potential, man. Like I only watched him for the last part of the season, obviously, because of tournament play and whatnot. When I saw Tyrese Halliburton, I really, grew as a fan of his just because I saw the potential of what he could do. Obviously, his shot is the most ugliest shot I think I've ever seen.
Oh well, Lonzo still got the crown for
Okay,
that.
yeah. That's not, yeah, okay. I can understand that. But it goes in. It goes in. And so, yeah, man. The Indiana Pacers, because of him, great respect for Nick Saya, hopping on that bandwagon sooner than later.
Yeah, Tyrese was overlooked on the Kings because of a man named De'Aaron Fox, who Nick Saya is a big fan of. Um,
Wiper.
he was overlooked because of Fox, and once he got his time to shine in Indiana, he took it and ran with it. So credit to him for bringing this Pacers team back to relevancy.
I wasn't happy Reese left the Kings. I was just happy the Kings were doing well.
And
I never
imagine
said
if
you were.
they kept
I never said you were happy he left. I just said he was overlooked because of Swipa.
Well, it's tough, De'Aaron Fox probably the best point guard in all of basketball. You can't name
Another,
a good point guard. Come on, bro.
Steph
I could
Curry.
name five.
Oh, come
Steph
on.
Curry, Tyrese Halliburton, right
No,
now.
no,
Are you
no.
kidding me right now? With what we are witnessing from Tyrese Halliburton right now.
You know,
We never see it. It's unprecedented.
Gio,
26, 10.
Gio. I don't know
Okay,
why
bro.
you let him get under your skin. You know he's
I'm
messing
not
with you.
letting him get under my skin. I'm just saying. I can't believe what I am hearing tonight. My ears are bleeding.
Gio, he's doing it on purpose, man. You gotta chill, bro. Just let it
I
roll off the
mean,
bat.
really though, when you got Tyrese Halliburton doing something unprecedented as we are seeing right now, he's the best point guard right now.
Right now, I
Playing
will
wise,
agree.
he's the best point guard right now.
Yep.
I will agree.
There's one. De'Aaron Fox is by far the best point guard. I thought you were gonna say Shea maybe, and I was gonna be like he's more of a two. But those are the
All
two best
right.
players in basketball right
You
now.
know, here we go.
And then
I
Bam.
like it. Here we go.
So, moving on to the semifinals. New Orleans and the Lakers, both matchups will be great matchups. What's the finals you guys want to see? Because I already have one in mind that I want to see personally. I believe the Lakers and the Bucks finals would be an absolute show.
It would be. It would be, right? Unless you have the Pelicans and you have the Pacers. Because
that would be underdogs. That would be underdog show.
These two teams, for me, I didn't expect them to reach the finals.
Right.
For one of those two teams to win the in-season tournament, though, would just show you that it just shows you how great the NBA is, right?
Just
teams can win the in-season tournament.
Right. And just think about what it would do for those teams. They're young, they're like 25 or younger, each team, and they get $500,000 each.
Pacers, Lakers.
Lakers in one.
Hallie overthrows the King.
Lakers in one.
Wow. No, I mean, it would be cool to see LeBron win it. It would be cool to see, Zion and the Pelicans and those guys, win something, or Reese and them boys on the Pacers. There's one team though that has a chance, and a legitimate chance to win everything, every award this year.
Miami Heat.
No, sir. That is the Milwaukee Bucks. They have the MVP possibly. They have the in-season tournament winners, the in-season tournament MVP, defensive player of the year possibly.
Bam Adebayo.
No, sir. And then you have possibly NBA Finals MVP, which I think will be different than Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I think we will see Damian Lillard show up in the finals and destroy whoever they show up if it's not the Lakers.
I believe it will be Lakers Bucks, and the Lakers will win.
No, sir.
Yes, sir. We will beat the Bucks because I believe that their defense won't be able to stop our offense.
I disagree.
Age gonna stop your offense though. Age gonna stop your offense.
Nah.
AD gonna twist an ankle.
Nah. I ain't worried about AD.
When do we Anthony? I'm skeptical only because we've seen Anthony Davis play pretty well the last couple of games. There's a game where he's not going to show up like the inconsistency as we know him to be.
I believe it will be, if I'm being honest, I believe it will be tomorrow night against his former team.
Okay, and that's a good point. How could you expect them to beat the Pelicans if your star player is not playing well? Where I don't think LeBron James can carry you guys to the promised land.
I think he can, and I think he will, because he already has before this season when Anthony Davis wasn't playing good against the Suns.
But I also believe the Pelicans have something to prove, and they are playing crazy right now. To beat Sacramento the way they did.
They are. It's going to be a very tough game, and I won't be surprised if the Pelicans win. Going in, I'm expecting it to be a very close game. I just think LeBron won't let the Lakers lose.
I think Zion Williamson will do everything he can to win the game. Just like LeBron.
He did have a poor game against the Kings, so he is bound for a bounce back.
I do believe so.
But it will be fun to watch and see what happens for sure.
What do you think, Jimmy Buckets? What do you think, Jimmy Buckets?
He already gave his prediction.
Yeah, I know. He wants Lakers, Hallie, and Hallie destroys the King. I mean, how can you dethrone the King when... I mean, he's 39 years old, for crying out loud. And he's still doing the things he's doing.
I mean, 31 points. Can we
touch on that for a second?
31 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, 5 steals. First Laker to do that since Magic Johnson in 1987.
87, baby. 87.
When Magic Johnson was like 25 in his prime.
Yeah. 39 years of age doing that.
Year
39.
21. Year 21, and LeBron's doing that. Come on.
He is the first player. Oh, go ahead.
Someone say he's the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah, me and Saya, we can't get Gio on board, but
Let me tell you a quote real quick. Let me
Oh,
tell
now
you
we're getting in this debate again?
a man 38 years old, still averaging 25 plus points. I give more props to him than anybody right now. Who was that, and who was that towards?
Was it Jordan to Broad?
Was it Jordan to LeBron? Close. It was LeBron James to Michael Jordan. At 38 years old, Michael Jordan was still averaging 25 points per game. Granted, he's not doing what LeBron did because no one's doing what LeBron's doing right now. No one in year 21 is doing what LeBron's doing. But at 38 years of age, Michael Jordan is doing what LeBron did when he was 38.
Yeah, but MJ had to take a break.
Yeah, I mean,
Did he have to?
He
I
had to
don't
take a
believe.
break.
Oh, he had to. He had to.
What are you talking about? He had to. He's the greatest player of all time. He didn't need that break.
No, he's number two.
And
This
couldn't you
guy, this
say
guy's number one.
now let me ask you this. Couldn't you say LeBron James 2 years ago was on a break when he had that groin injury and he sat out the majority part of the year?
I mean, yeah, but
Hey,
the fact that he's doing this at his age
Yeah.
in year 21,
Yeah.
it's just the leading scorer, climbing
Okay.
up the ranks every single game,
Yeah.
top five in pretty much every statistical category. I don't see
Yeah.
an argument for Michael Jordan outside of rings.
But it's also the eye test, I feel like.
Yeah, and that also points to LeBron.
How does the eye test point to LeBron?
How doesn't it? LeBron's a better basketball player.
Well, you said this. We're not getting into this. Why? Because we're gonna go back and forth. LeBron James can't make his free throws. LeBron James lost to the Mavericks in the finals. I'm so sorry to bring that wound up. I am so sorry. I just saw his face go into deep darkness for a second. Man, that just brought up a deep wound. Do you want to talk about it?
it was a
All right,
rough time.
I'll just bring up a hypothetical, Gio. If LeBron gets 5,
Okay.
is that enough to make you think about putting him over Jordan?
Most definitely, right? You just said it yourself. He's the leading scorer. He's going to be the leading scorer ever in basketball history, not just the NBA, but basketball history soon. What does he need? Like 1,000 points left or 2,000, something like that,
He
right?
needs like 1,000 for 40,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So he just needs a couple more thousand to be ever the highest scoring player ever. He's already got the minutes. He's already got, like you said, he's top 5 in all statistical categories. I mean, when he has 5 rings, I don't think you can say anything more. I mean, he's been to 10 NBA finals plus by that point. And you have to make the argument. The only thing I can't say is that he's more clutch than Jordan. Jordan was 6-0. At the top of his prime, Michael Jordan his prime will never be beat. At the peak of his prime, I think he had the highest peak.
I think LeBron has had the highest peak and is still in his prime.
So this is Michael Jordan's peak, right? For me. LeBron's peak is like, so that's the top of Mike's. LeBron's is like this. Like so close to the top of Mike's, but it just flatlines and it goes over to year 21. You know what I'm saying?
I think Stephen Curry would give MJ that work, if I'm being honest.
How can you say this when Michael Jordan was, what was he, four or 5-time defensive player of the year, or like whatever the case may be, maybe 3-time, and then he was all defensive first team pretty much the majority part of his career.
I'm letting MJ take all them twos. Curry's gonna be taking step back threes on MJ's head, splashing
Yeah,
them.
because like no player in Jordan's era was playing the way Steph Curry plays.
And again, this is hypothetical because he would get murdered. You know why? He would legitimately get murdered on the court if he tried to do the stuff he was doing.
Huh?
What are you talking about, huh?
Yeah, MJ would get murdered, and so
No. I'm saying the Bad Boys Pistons, the Bulls, the New York Knicks, the Jazz, the Lakers. We all know what's going on. If Steph Curry was in the 90s, they would try to kill him on the court.
the thing is, he doesn't have to go into the paint.
He doesn't have to go into the paint. You just need to do a little Zaza move, and that's it. They're not calling a foul on that.
I mean, yeah, that's true. The 90s was
They're
crazy
not calling
time.
anything. I witnessed highlights of I wasn't alive back then, but I witnessed highlights of Michael Jordan getting like elbowed, punched. Like, man, this brother didn't get a foul call going into the lane like that against the Pistons.
Yeah. Still happened to this day for LeBron James, though.
I mean,
LeBron's old enough for that too. You feel me? Full of legs.
I'm just saying, LeBron. I feel like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Will Chamberlain, the top player in the generations, Kobe Bryant, can play in any generation and dominate.
For sure. I agree with that. But, not going to get into this because,
I mean, we just got into it for the last 15 minutes. Why not keep going? I mean, come on.
Because there's no changing your mind, man. It's just not going to happen until LeBron gets ring number 5, potentially.
Yeah, ring number 5, I will definitely put into consideration. And there is only, like I said, there's only one thing that I have over him.
Yeah, and I agree with you with that. I do believe that Jordan is more clutch because he didn't pass up those opportunities like LeBron does.
Right.
Like even last night, Michael Jordan wouldn't. Yes, Reeves made the shot. Credit to Reeves, but Michael Jordan wouldn't have gave that ball to Reeves. He would have said, "Nah, my ball."
Yeah, it wouldn't have gone to Pippen. It wouldn't have gone to anyone else other than himself.
Right.
Would he have made it? He would have lived with the repercussions if he missed. But most likely, the time of clutchness, in the most meaningful time, he makes those shots.
I do believe LeBron tries to make the right plays for his team in those moments, which is another reason it makes him great. But I also believe he might be scared of the spotlight where he will get blamed for the loss if he misses the shot.
I understand that, but since we're running low on time, I just want to say this. 2018 was so 2012, we all know that year.
Right.
2012 and 2018 were the closest things I have ever seen LeBron James being to Michael Jordan, where he was taking every shot, where he needed to take the shots that, last second. I mean,
I think 2018 is like right there.
He's right there to Mike, man. Like he made every last shot.
I mean, bringing your team down 3-1, dropping 50 to do so, he was just on one that year.
Well, that's 2016. I'm saying 2018 when no Kyrie, just Kevin Love, playing against Toronto, playing against the Pacers, making buzzer beaters in the playoffs. Like that was the year when he went crazy in the playoffs, making buzzer beater after buzzer beater.
Yeah, that year was absolutely crazy. I would like to see LeBron get back to that year, to be honest.
I mean, I don't think we can because of how his game has changed to adapt to his age.
Right.
But we can still see him put up the last shot. That's all I want to see. I'd rather see LeBron put up the last shot than Austin Reeves or Rui Hachimura.
If I'm going to be honest with you, I trust Reeves more.
I mean, Reeves is clutch. He is clutch.
But yes, I do agree. Especially in that game against the Miami Heat, he should have took that shot. He shouldn't have passed it to Cam Reddish. I know someone who's happy, that he passed it to Cam Reddish, but he should have took that shot. He was in the paint. Worst thing that can happen is you get fouled.
No, you don't foul over here.
There was 3 people on him. One person was going to smack his head.
No foul over here.
Kid, this has to be my favorite podcast of all time. What Nick said, this is going down as one of the greatest. He goes, "We're not fouling." Twin Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, Syracuse Orange, in season tournament. I mean, come on, it doesn't get better than this.
But yeah, I do agree. Jordan is and will always be more clutch than LeBron.
Yeah, that's it.
It just would have got blocked off the backboard. That's all.
Okay,
what are you talking about? Michael Jordan dunking on him, dog. He dunking. His airness that's why his name is his airness.
Bam was blocking that.
Against you said against I'm saying LeBron James. You said against Bam Adebayo? Oh my goodness. Michael Jordan against Bam Adebayo. No contest. Are you kidding me right now?
You put Jimmy Butler on, he's only dropping 2 points.
Oh my
Add it to the list. Add it to the list tonight. Add it to the list. Michael Jordan ain't that good. Anyone on the Miami Heat? Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. You put all 5 of them against one of him, I guarantee you he wins straight. 11-0.
Tyler Hero 1-on-1.
We're talking about.
MJ wouldn't be able to guard Ty 1-on-1.
Oh my God.
You
Tyler
saying,
Hero.
oh my goodness. He's one of the best defenders of all time.
I think it was over exaggerated.
What do you mean? He's first defensive team.
I promise you, Tyler Hero would not know what to do. I promise you.
I would sauce that boy up.
No.
Michael Jordan, I will say this again. In the time where they played actual defense, Michael Jordan was first all team the majority part of his career.
I would sauce that boy up, bro.
Okay. We're just gonna wrap this podcast up before NCAA says some more blasphemy over there in the words of Stephen A.
I'm gonna lose my voice because of this kid. I mean,
now Gio knows how Stephen A feels on First Take with those bozos over there.
I'm just saying, like Jimmy Butler with 21-0 skunked.
Okay,
Ryan
Gio,
Collins, get off the set, dog.
All right. Skip Bayless, that's your new name. But Gio, you got a segment for us after all that?
I do have a segment. You're gonna love this. It's holiday season, baby. We got ourselves 2 amazing pair of sneakers coming out on the sneakers app. One this weekend, which is always by choice a must-have, a grail. The Jordan 11 that comes out the holidays time every single year. It's beautiful. It pays homage to the DMP pack back in the day. Love to see that. Then, for me, the most anticipated sneaker coming out, the one where we should have access to get, coming out December 15th. The Reverse Grinches. All red, a beautiful classic. You got the green highlights. The shoe in by itself has to be the best shoe coming out this entire year. If you are a Kobe fan, this is a must-have with the green laces, with the green interior. It's an all-red shoe. I mean, how much better can you get? If your favorite color is red, you're a fan of the Grinches. In this colorway, it's a reverse colorway with Kobe Bryant. I mean, it is a must-have. December 15th, 10 a.m. There's going to be a lot of sizes, too. Apparently, we should have enough. Maybe, I think they said around 400,000 pairs. So, Kobe Bryant, Kobe 6 Potros, Reverse Grinches, coming out December 15th. Once again, is the must-have for at least 2 of us I know here. Maybe 3. Who knows? Who knows if he likes anything anymore? I don't even know what this kid thinks about.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Very excited for the Reverse Grinches. Definitely excited that they finally brought back Kobe's. Got to go cop me a pair of those. And in the video game world, Fortnite did have an update. I haven't had a chance to try the update out yet, but I am hearing some mixed feelings about the update. Let's put it that way. There's some things that people don't like, but there's some things that a lot of people do like as well. Still a lot of people playing the game, and I know I'm one of them. So if you guys are a fan of Fortnite, I'll definitely check out that new update.
I'm gonna have to keep it. But yeah, in the music world, I'm gonna shout out Sleepy Hollow. He's one of my guys. It's more underrated. You feel me? Yeah, you feel me? He came out with this great song. It's called To Attack My Low is the best player of all time.
Oh, really? Really? You gonna go there?
And he came out with this other song called MJ's Got Nothing on Butler.
Oh man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Keep spitting facts, man. Keep spitting them.
I will remain in my darkness retreat until Nick Saya comes out of whatever reality he is in.
type stuff. But yeah.
You're gonna tell the fans what to do.
Oh yeah, my fault. If you've enjoyed, you can drop a like on the video, you know. I feel like there's a lot of like really good like comments that not a lot of people are willing to make that were made on this podcast today. Um, if you disagree or agree with us on anything, you can let us know in the comments. But yeah, most importantly, make sure to GM.
I'm sorry, I'm still in shock. Um, like three wise men once said, don't do drugs, guys, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.